don't want to go. The most tasteless Dr. Huh joke we could possibly make. Oh, I'm weak. I don't want to go. Die. Don't make me be Matt Smith. What a fucking loser. God damn it, I hate the 10th Doctor. Good riddance.
Huh, I didn't know you felt that way.
Hovians, hop in your TARDISes. You're listening to another episode of Doctor Huh? He didn't get shot 100 times with a cool gun?
Well,
I'm Jordan, and I'm I don't know. I got nothing today. I'm in the box. Let me out!
I'm Sam. I'm the visionary, as usual.
I'm knocking 4 times, but I won't knock on my desk 4 times because that would be bad audio. This week we're talking about the nearly feature length. Folks, it's time for another special finale.
Yeah, we made it to $5 million on Patreon, so we're watching another Doctor Who movie.
We sat down and we turned on the movie. This is episode 5 of the series 4 postseason. This is kind of the playoffs for all those football heads out there. It's called Hunky Hunky Hamburger Part 2. Written by Rusty Davies and directed by Euros Lynn.
And it's called The End of Time Part 2.
It's called Hunky, Super Hunky, Special Hamburger Boy, Munch
Munch Munch. It's called an even hunkier hambogo. Didn't know they could get that hungo.
6 billion hunky hamburglers looking for a treat, and the line at the McDonald's is around the block.
Imagining a world where all chefs also get hungry themselves.
In a world where all of the masters go to McDonald's to get their hamburgers, but the people at McDonald's are also the master, and they're also hungry for the hamburgers, how are we going to fix this? It's a real catch-22.
Well, they'll start eating Donna, apparently, was the plan.
They really were.
It didn't happen.
I forgot that the master, I was so distracted by what was beautiful in front of me, Hunky Hunky Hamburger Boy, that I forgot about what was ugly in front of me. Cannibal master eating like...
Previously on Doctor Who, the very hungry hamburger turns Barack Obama into a white man, and Timmy Daltz is the king of time.
Timmy Daltz didn't teach us about the true meaning of Christmas this week, and I was a little...
I think they forgot that this was a holiday special.
I just remember...
Which is fine by me.
I remember that at the start of the last episode, it was like, Earth, the Big Apple, 6 billion people, all celebrating one...
All brilliant.
All brilliantly celebrating the most beautiful holiday of the year. Christmas of Jesus. And then he came out and he was just like, fuck Christmas.
I'm going to kill you!
He said, there's a war on Christmas, and brother, I'm fighting it.
I'm fighting all holidays.
I'm fighting the other side. Okay,
so let's get into this, Jordan. You have a lot of nostalgia for this episode, I imagine.
I have some nostalgia for the episode. I largely forgot about it. I remember my experience watching this as a child was this episode's silly, this episode's stupid, and then it ends with the regenerating, and I was sad when we lost David Tennant.
And they did kill him in real life.
They did kill him in real life, and then but I was watching this and I was like, oh, there's a lot of actually kind of good scenes where the characters are talking to each other, where Wilfred is talking to the Doctor that I really liked. There's some good stuff with the Master even too, and then there's also a lot of stuff that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, and maybe you sort of as the brains of this operation, can explain to me how it worked. Because I don't think Rusty did a good job there.
Well, here's the thing. I spend every day of my life trying to process and understand Kingdom Hearts. And maybe that process has made me too smart.
You go on the computer is something I know.
I go on the computer most days. And I usually will watch a video or two. And in the process, my mind expands. And it's possible that my mind has expanded so much that I can't think on Rusty's level anymore.
I just don't really get how they got Gallifrey there. I don't get how...
Well, yeah, I mean, I posted on Discord that I was really hoping that you would be able to explain some of this stuff to me.
Well... I also
and
don't...
it sounds like that is not the case.
The problem is that the story is being told non-linearly across, like, the gulf of space and time, and I don't know...
I think that's true and also untrue. I think it's being told too linearly. It's being told linearly in a way that doesn't make any sense for what is happening.
Also, was that supposed to be the Doctor's mom?
I was really trying to figure out. Well, it can't be the Doctor's mom because the Doctor's mom is a human. We learned that last week.
Oh yeah, his mother is his human. But let's retcon that for a second, as I'm sure every Doctor Who writer for the rest of time, until Lady Me stands at the embers of our universe, will be trying to
go to Gallifrey City. Timmy Dalt's the president of space.
I love Rassilon. Did they name him Rassilon on this, or do I just?
They didn't say his name at any point. I know that this is Rassilon from Hellbent, the president, but he's played by Timothy Dalton. Also, so to me, he's President Daltz.
He's President Daltz. Not my not my president. The only president I care about is Silly McCoy, 7th Doctor. He was I don't know if he
was the president-elect.
He was the president-elect, so presumably at some point he got inaugurated to be
that
the
was
president.
In Remembrance of the Daleks, wasn't it?
Yes.
That they said that he was the president-elect.
So probably he went home. He went to get his inauguration. I don't know, Taylor Swift or someone saying, "I'm proud to be a Gallifreyan."
That's nice.
It was very beautiful. And he was sworn in, and he had a great run. And then this old fucking conservative guy, this Timmy Daltz fellow, this hawkish man with a gauntlet that kills you when he touches you. That was probably how he
was
won the
in
election.
Hellbent, by the way.
Yeah, I was delighted to see that the Hellbent Zappy Gauntlet, his power glove
returns,
was an original, at least from the Rusty era. This might be like everybody knows Rassilon from the comic book where he vaporizes people for fun. Okay, so we get a lot of Gallifreyan talking about Gallifreyan things. There's like a lady who's like their prophecy lady. I kind of like
the visionary with weird face tattoos.
The Time Lords have apparently always been like weird prophecy gremlins. Maybe she's hooked up. So. She's hooked up to the Matrix, possibly. She mentions the moment, which we also saw in the Day of the Doctor, was the box that had Rose in it for some reason.
Yeah, the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that he has the moment. I was really surprised to hear that brought up.
Can I give a very hyper-specific problem that I have, which is, as a big fan of the TV show Taskmaster, whenever I hear the word moment, I think about when Aisling B decided to try to obtain Moment chocolate candies, which had apparently been discontinued for like 20 years.
That is a very specific problem.
It is a very specific Taskmaster reference that I'm just like, oh, it's a little discontinued chocolate square.
Yeah, that's why it was so unusual. Only a time traveler could have the moment.
The Visionary starts saying, all the classic lines about when the two stand to fight and their silence will fall.
When the turkey is done.
When the question is asked, silence will fall on the Day of the Doctor, and Lady Me will be there, and the Clara. Have you ever noticed that Clara and the Doctor have a really toxic relationship?
Wait, okay, now hold on. You say that. There was a part in here somewhere, yes, where first we should mention that one of the time ladies in this room sitting at this table
This is probably Romana.
She's like, well, if Gallifrey falls and the Time War ends, maybe it's for the best because it's so bad and then the president just blasts
Not
her
my
to
president.
Dust.
This is not how we do it in my Gallifrey.
Where are my norms?
I am posting a tweet about this right now.
So then this other guy who is never given a name, but he's like the assistant or something. I don't know. He's in the episode throughout, but he's like, anyway, so the prophecy says that there will be 2 children of Gallifrey who survive the final day. And President Daltz is like, does it say who they are? Which, now this is interesting because we know that it's the Doctor and Clara.
Theta Sigma.
The guy's like, it seems like it's probably the Master and the Doctor. And Daltz is like, oh, that sucks. And they say, but there's one word that keeps being repeated. Earth.
The Big Apple.
The Big Apple. And they put up a projection of Earth that will come up later for a very interesting reason.
We are back at the Naismith Manor. as you have recalled, the state of things is that all the people, including everyone on Earth, but especially Barack Obama, has been turned into the Master. But
I think it's literally everyone except for Donna and Wilfred.
Why is Wilfred not the Master?
He
was he like there. In a box? Was he in a box? Was he too close?
He might actually have been in the radiation-proof box at the time.
The Zero Escape box?
Yeah.
The Danganronpa box?
Wilfred, if anyone doesn't remember, is...
How could you... First of all, shame on you. If you don't remember, shame on you. But also, Wilfred is the best, and he continues to be the best in this episode. He's my favorite.
He's Donna's grandpa. He's got his gun.
Yeah, I fucking love this old man so much. The Master has taped over the mouth of the Doctor because, as we know, words are his weapons.
That's the first thing you notice about the Doctor.
There is a actually really good scene in this episode about a gun, and the Doctor doesn't use a gun, and I'm like, well, the first thing you know about the Doctor of War. It's his army issue revolver.
Yeah, the Master taped over his mouth in case he's been learning battle techniques from the Singing Man. Okay, so there's like a screen in Naismith Manor. If you don't remember what Naismith Manor is, it doesn't matter. It's just where things are happening.
I really like, the like Naismith plot is dropped until the very end of the episode when it's just
when they reappear and they're like, we're scared of what's happening.
And then at the very end, Wilfred said, "Good news, Doctor. They went to jail."
They went to jail. They will never be mentioned again. It doesn't matter anymore.
I don't know. I mean, lock up billionaires for sure, but they said they arrested the daughter, and I just don't know what she did.
I think that she was doing as much of this as her dad was.
But what were they doing?
Weren't they, like, abducting people?
I thought they were, like, making a machine that makes you live forever. I don't remember people being
whatever. I don't remember anymore, to be perfectly honest. They cured a woman's
burns off screen.
Okay, so there is a screen that is, like, patching through to, like, all the world's militaries, which of course are now led by different versions of the Master.
A lot of this episode is just them putting... Who's the guy who plays the Master?
John Sim.
Yeah,
John Sims.
John Sims in various, like, Command and Conquer or Red Alert costumes that he calls in on the TV, and he's like, "I'm going to space!"
You should have said that.
That's what he should have said at the very end when he escapes.
Main Master says that he's going to turn the whole planet into a warship, which I was a little bit sad never came up again.
He's got big ideas, and I respect it. This is the thing, is that, like, he had such humble origins of, like, rigging dynamites to train tracks and trying to destroy the Magna Carta, and now he's gonna, like, steer the Earth on a big ship to kill everybody in the universe or whatever.
I will say, we've seen the Master a few times in our classic episodes on patreon.com/pottingbros, and I think the episode where he was going to erase the Magna Carta from existence is the only time we've actually found out what he was doing.
That's true. I do think
because usually he's revealed in, like, part 2 when he pulls off a mask, and then we don't actually find out what his plan is.
I will say in the episode The Mind of Evil, it did seem like he was trying to steal a warhead, like a nuclear bomb. So
true.
Which, honestly, if you think about it, isn't getting rid of the Magna Carta the foundational text of our freedoms, if you think about it? Isn't that way worse than detonating a nuclear bomb killing millions of people?
I believe the Magna Carta was the first document.
I believe it was the first thing that ever said that I get to, as an American citizen, say what I want when I want.
It was the lyrics sheet of Proud to be an American, as I recall. Okay, so this episode is going to be 5 hours long.
Donna calls Wilfred, and she says, "What's going on? My husband and mom my fiance and mom have turned into John Sims, and my head hurts because I'm remembering a big B."
And the Master, who was very surprised that Wilfred's phone rang because he thought that he was the only person on the planet besides the two of them, he's like, why didn't she change? What's going on? And Wilfred says the Doctor did something to her called the meta crisis. So more on that in a future episode. If we
we'll never. You think we're gonna see a Donna episode? Never.
No. So there's also a line in here somewhere where the Master, like, calls Wilfred the Doctor's stupid old dad or something, and Wilfred's like, "I'd be proud to be his dad." So more on that later.
He also finds the gun and he throws it on the ground. And he says, "What? This won't do anything later."
This is the part where Wilfred is like, "Donna, you gotta run for your life," as they start, like, tracing the call. And she walks outside and is surrounded by masters, and they are all like,
"Hunky,
yummy, my tummy.
Gonna eat this lady."
And then they all start menacingly approaching her to eat her.
But it's okay because her brain, the doctor did put a bomb in her brain, our favorite narrative device, and it goes off a little bit.
I can't believe that the constantly joked about bomb in Amanda's brain from Kyle XY turned out to be a plot point on this.
It's a plot point on Doctor Who, and it like makes a concussive burst somehow, and it knocks all the masters over.
I wasn't sure. This felt like it might be a different thing, but it was unclear if this was the same thing that is supposed to stop Donna from remembering.
I'm assuming it's like all of the stuff in her brain that she's not supposed to know about is like contained actual physical energy that escapes and is like
whatever the mechanics. Her starting to remember the Doctor sends out an EMP blast that knocks down all the masters around her.
I really love that one of the things that she sees is a big wasp. And she mentions she's like, I'm seeing things, what's going on.
Yeah, we saw the big wasp in part 1.
Yeah, and they really want you to know about the big wasp. And
yeah, it's like the big events of series 4. Davros and a big wasp.
There is literally one episode. There's a 2-part episode in this series that's like, it's the episode right now that I most want to watch. And I was very glad that it wasn't in that montage.
I'm looking at the Series 4 episode titles to see if any of them are the Wasp.
It's called The
Unicorn and the Wasp.
Oh, shit!
Well, I think that's probably it.
So, he wants to know what's up, and he...
I thought there was a thing here that made me even more excited to see Donna than
when
I
he
already
calls her
was.
his best friend.
Yeah, he's like, you thought I would leave my best friend with no defense mechanism?
I love that the Doctor calls Donna his best friend.
I want to meet Donna.
I did watch the first. I think I talked about this. I watched the first of the specials, and then I heard there were spoilers. River Song, so I didn't watch the
first
ones,
of the
new specials, and I was just so fucking delighted to see the 10th Doctor and Donna again. I love them; they're so good. We'll never see them on the podcast.
Every second of this episode that ticked forward, I was like, "This is less and less time for Donna to fall into a wood chipper," and I'm starting to think that the dream is dead.
Why do you want Donna to die?
I don't want her to. I just think she... No, I'm just kidding. So
there was a companion who I was certain died who was in this episode alive and kicking.
Yeah, I'm starting to get really confused about a particular scene in Let's Kill Hitler.
I thought all of the companions were dead, but apparently they're just like retired.
We need to keep moving.
Yeah.
So the Doctor starts doing a thing that he does a couple times in this episode that always felt like it came out of absolutely nowhere, where he's like,
he's nice to the master.
You know, master, you're epic. It's such a shame. You could have been beautiful.
Apparently,
and you still can.
See, I like this because, first of all, this is his only alien brethren left in the whole world. Also, we know that they used to be friends when they were younger.
That's true.
And also, we know that they've been adversaries forever. It's like they're like yin and yang. But what if they could be buddies? I would enjoy a limited run where the Doctor and the Master have to work together and travel together in the TARDIS for like a 2-parter or something. I think
we've already seen it. It's called The Lie of the Land.
The Master wasn't in that one.
She fucking was.
Oh yeah. But she wasn't on the TARDIS. She was in the vault.
She wasn't on the TARDIS.
He had a Voltigar.
She was in the Voltigar.
I love Voltigar as our Tarpeters.
Okay. Taskmaster reference.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so, the Doctor's like, you could travel with me if only you could be happy to see the universe and not own the universe. And the Master says, and this was kind of alluded to in part 1, but this is where they really make it explicit.
I would be really nice.
The reason that he is a psychopath is because in his head, ever since he was a child, is an unending da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. He's hearing the Doctor Who theme at all hours of the day, and it makes him go crazy and want to destroy the Magna Carta. And the Master says, I don't know what I would be without that noise. And he kind of seems
like
emotional.
like he's sad.
He doesn't like that this is who he is, but it's who he is because there's a noise forever.
Mm-hmm. He says,
and
I wish I would
like, what are you talking about? And the Master explains, and he says, It began on Gallifrey when I was 8. I was taken for initiation to stare into the untempered schism, which the Doctor explains is a gap in the fabric of reality that lets you look into the time vortex, the thing that the TARDIS is flying through in the intro of every episode when the music plays.
And they don't like it. It hurts a lot.
Yeah, looking into the time vortex hurts, ouch, ouch. And when the Master looked into it as an 8-year-old, it was very painful, and it made the drums start happening. And then we cut to Timmy Daltz, and this is what I mean about, like, the episode is linear, but it's linear across 2 different points in time, because the Time Lords are in a bubble.
They're in the time bubble. They're time, but I can't remember. I think they are at the end of time right now.
It's either that they're at the end of time, like they are in Hellbent, or they are at the end of the Time War. It's unclear. Maybe those are the same thing.
Yeah.
But Timmy Daltz at this moment is like, oh, you know when the Master had that drumming noise in his... So I guess they also know about this.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason for that. I don't know. But they start talking about the rhythm in the Master's head, and then the Visionary starts, like, tapping her finger on the table, and Timmy Daltz says, 4 beats, the heartbeat of a Time Lord, which I guess makes sense.
When Grace was about to operate on Silly McCoy, and she put the stethoscope to him.
She immediately became a psychopath.
She became a psychopath, yeah. The drums, it knocks 4 times.
Remember how he will knock 4 times and then you will die was a prophecy from some random lady on a bus.
She was talking about making delicious pork chops, and then she somehow... I really like that being psychic is just a thing that you can be in Doctor Who. Unexplained.
Yeah.
So the Doctor is like, we can figure this out together. But then
the Master, he gets kind of manic, and he's like, wait, I don't need you. Every single person on Earth is me. They all have the noise in their heads, which means that we can all use our brains to triangulate the source. And then he goes skeleton mode for a second, which I forgot.
Which actually, I do like Skeletor voice, but it's actually like, roar!
Yeah,
it's like in the movie. More movie.
Life is wasted on the living.
Yeah, and the thing with him going skeleton mode, lest we forget, is that he was resurrected from... Harold Saxon died. This isn't a resurrection from him already having died.
No, they threw...
Again, I don't know when he first
They threw super poison into the vortex.
So, the thing in part 1 was that he used this thing called the Gate, which was basically the medical bots from the Doctor Dances, to restore his body and copy himself onto everyone else, which again is exactly what happened in the Doctor Dances.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the potion that resurrected Harold Saxon.
No, I'm talking about the end of the episode, the thing that Naismith was working on. So he used that to heal himself and copy himself over everybody else, including Barack Obama. But that didn't, like, fix it. And he says, this body was born from death, which I guess was related to the potions that they used. And all it can do is die. So he still is going skeleton, just not as much and not as fast. And so the Master says, I want to use the TARDIS to triangulate the source of the drums. And the Doctor says, no. So the Master says, okay you there, other me. Kill Wilfrid. And then the Doctor gets a little epic.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Master, he didn't notice. This guard with gun and mask...
He's a cactus man.
Well, he's 1 inch taller and 1,000 times spikier than you,
Meglos!
It's Meglos from Meglos. No.
Oh, here's a real fucking... What year is this? It was the year where this is the
7 or 8.
It was the year that this was a joke that would happen on TV, where one of the, what are they called? The Vinvoci. It's one of the Vinvoci, because they weren't humans, so they didn't get affected. Takes off her helmet and like
this is the male Vinvoci.
Oh, it takes off his helmet, his Vinvoci helmet that covers up the spikes, and then bonks the Master out, and then the Doctor says, God bless the cactuses. Or no, I think Wilfrid says that. God bless the cactuses. Doctor says that's cacti. And then one of them, it doesn't matter which one, they're both very uninteresting characters to me, says, "That's racist."
Let's go.
Thanks, Rusty. That one aged not so great.
Well, the very dated comedy keeps a rolling as they like can't unstrap him from the chair. They release Wilfred, but the doctor is still strapped in. So they start wheeling the chair out, and he's like, "Not the stairs!
Worst rescue ever!
Let's
Comic book guy, Rusty. Are you sure about that one? Oh wow!
Didn't they do a "That's racist" in Last Christmas?
Yes, they did.
It was something about the they were like elves. That's elfist.
Oh my god, that one was like. That was like years later too. That was like, well, this episode's probably quite old now, but that was in the Capaldi era. That was like in the mid 2010s.
Who?
The Capaldi era.
Thank you.
The Capaldi era.
The Capaldi era.
That was way too late to be doing a "that's racist" joke. Come on, guys, tighten this shit up.
So they are like cornered by guards, but they teleport away.
They get onto the
Vinvoci ship in orbit.
Remember that the Vinvoci are they're like alien scrappers. They're not like, they're just there to salvage a spaceship that had the gate on it. Or I think the gate was on one of their ships, maybe? Or one of the ships
I don't remember or care, and it doesn't matter in this episode either.
Wilfred says, "Wow, I'm in space. I'm an old man, and I'm on the moon. Whee!"
That's right, Grandpa. Come along.
The doctor blows up the
pork chops tonight, Grandpa.
Pork chops. He will knock 4 times, and then you will die. It's not about that lady. It's just about the power of a pork chop. The doctor blows up the teleporters. The
military masters all over Earth start like scanning to try to find the ship that they teleported away to. Mm-hmm. The Vinvoci start preparing to fly back to their planet, but the doctor's like, "Hey, we're not leaving Earth in its time of need." So he uses the screwdriver to blow up their engines.
They're stranded in space, and the master can't find them. So now they have time to like talk and have their feelings. Time. So Wilfred's like, you've got to you're gonna come up with a trick, right, to fix this and fix everybody on Earth, right? And the doctor's brooding. He's sad. He feels like he's...
There's a really stupid thing here. This is such a nitpick, but it also really pissed me off, because, lest we forget, every single person on Earth right now that Wilfred and the Doctor are gone and the Vinvoci, everybody on Earth...
except for Donna.
...is the Master except for Donna. And the Master in the Naismith Manor says, "All right, it's nighttime. Now we can get started." But statistically, most of the Masters are actually on the other side of the planet.
Yeah, but listen, this show is written by an English person.
Literally, he's like, "All right, it's nighttime, let's get started." And the fucking Obama Master is like, "Yes, it is nighttime, you're right."
It's a beautiful night here. It's 3 p.m.
So they all close their eyes and try to trace the source of the
anywhere
signal.
Is nighttime if you close your eyes. If you think about it.
Yeah, I'm a bird also. We go to the Time Lord Council, and this is where it
starts popping off.
So President Daltz has an idea. Let's knock 4 times into the time vortex, which will send that noise
to the
back
master's
into
brain.
The master as a child. So they were the ones. This is the source of that. Is the Time Lords in the time bubble?
But they need some kind of physical item to link the Time Lords knocking and the Master. So
I just want to say, this show. I don't want to go full like Douglas Adams' Restaurant at the End of the Universe, like future past pluperfect or whatever. But there's a part here where they say, "This will give us a link to where the Master is right now." What does that mean? What does that mean to them?
I will say, I believe, technically, I feel like I've read this somewhere before, that the Time Lords do not experience linear time. So maybe, if you think about it, when he says...
I'm just not smart enough to understand.
They just are always living... Basically, they're living in the moment at all moments.
Loving every day.
They don't have a past tense. If you roll back the episodes, the Doctor has never once referred to anything in the past tense or the future tense. He only uses present tense. Go back and check.
So President Daltz says that we need something to make the link tangible. The noise in his head is the signal, but now they need to make it into a link. And the visionary says something like, a tiny star falling and burning, and Timmy Daltz has an idea, and he pulls a little diamond out of his scepter that we didn't mention, but he has a scepter, and he hucks it
into the hologram.
And
then we see it in outer space on Earth, flying through the sky.
Now, I don't want to be a fucking idiot.
How did he do that?
If the hologram is a portal out of the time lock...
Could they just blue skidoo into that motherfucker?
Why is the issue that it's too small and they would get stuck?
Really small... They want to get all of Gallifrey to Earth. And in order to do that, they need to link the Master's brain, which has the knocking in it, which is the knocking through the time vortex, and the diamond, which is the physical... But it's not just any diamond, Sam. It's a white point star, which is...
Yeah, the Master, they see this thing fall from the sky, and they find it, and they call it the most impossible diamond.
And then somewhere in the world, Matt Smith, 11th Doctor is like, my impossible. The word impossible now just means one thing to me for the rest of my life, and it's Clara. There was a part at the end of the episode where a woman who's probably from an earlier, or like a reference to an earlier episode, is selling a book that's called like The Impossible. I can't
Journal.
Remember. Yeah,
I think it's a journal of impossible things.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, it's Clara's diary. Have we considered that woman's grandmother might have just been a Clara?
I know that we've talked about this before, and we've seen it happen in Day of the Doctor, but the thought that there would ever just be an episode where completely inconsequentially multiple iterations of the Doctor are having different unrelated adventures at the same time on Earth is really, really weird to me.
That is really weird, yeah. Also, at every point...
What is Matt Smith doing on Earth right now? Also, he's just eating a hamburger.
For this, a hungy hamburger. Also, for this character of the Doctor we are seeing right now, he has already met the next version of the Doctor, and the War Doctor, and Clara. He's gone on an adventure with all of them.
I think they forget about that. I think they said that they forget.
Did they Oh, yeah, because they made themselves forget. But it did happen.
I think they said it just like automatically happens when they meet themselves as they forget afterwards so that it doesn't mess with the continuity of the show. Hey, here's a thought. What if there was an episode where like Jodie Whittaker is walking around with Yaz and Dan and she just like turns to one of them and is like, what, hey, what day does it say on that calendar? And they're like, oh, it's such and such 2009. And she
shit.
Goes, shit. And then they both turn into the Master.
I like to imagine...
I need to write this one down and stop coming here.
Yeah, I like to imagine the Doctor has a calendar somewhere that's like, okay, don't go to Christmas 2006.
The Sycorax will ruin that one.
Everyone's going to go up on a roof even if there's no roofs available. Don't go to Christmas. It's always Christmas. She just marks bad Christmases off the calendar because sometimes
you can go to the Thames Frost Fair. Just be careful not to go to the last one.
I know that I talk about this all the time because we only watch Christmas episodes on this. Every Christmas sucks in this world. Mm-hmm. Every Christmas people die, or all the aliens take over the whole world, or everyone turns into the Master. Mm-hmm. It's a bad time to be around on Earth.
Well, a weird thing about the way that this show is released is that I think that they do a Christmas special every year, I'm pretty sure. And sometimes they will go multiple years without doing a full series, which means that there will be 2 episodes in a row that are Christmas specials.
And sometimes the Christmas and or New Year special isn't Christmas related. Actually, I think this might have been the New Year special.
This is a New Year special, yeah.
Which, remember that one of the New Year specials was fucking Legends of the Sea Devils.
Great app.
No, it wasn't. Nice try.
They worked really hard on it.
Hey, roll back the tapes.
I think you gave that episode like a D. I feel like that episode cannot possibly
that's a C tier. That is a C tier episode. Okay, we're never going to finish.
Yeah, because they're on the ocean.
Jordan. Okay, so, Legend of the C minus Devils.
Nice.
Okay.
We should have called the episode that.
So the Master gets his special diamond and he says, wow, this is so cool, and then I'm a skeleton.
Back on the nuts. Wilfred is looking around on the ship. for no clear reason, he has just, like, wandered into the, like, maintenance shafts and we is see completely lost.
If you don't remember from the first part of the episode, Wilfred is being haunted by a mystery lady who keeps showing up, and sometimes she's on TV. And
she was in the church in part 1, and she was the one who told him to bring his gun.
She's like, did you bring your gun? And he says, I did. And she says, okay, you have to have a cool gun for the doctor's final boss fight. And then Wilfred's like, the doctor doesn't...
Well, she says the doctor must stand at arms or he will lose everything.
Wilfred's like, the doctor doesn't do guns. And she says, you don't know him like I do. The first thing you notice about the doctor is that he's unarmed. For many...
He says, who are you, by the way? And she says, I was lost long ago. And then she disappears. Wilfred finds the doctor working on fixing the ship's heating.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite scene in the episode. This scene rules.
This is a nice scene.
I love this scene.
He says, he's like, oh, I always dreamed of seeing a view like this. And he's like, oh, the sun's coming up over England. He
asks an incredibly fucked up question. Because he's like, I might never get to go back to see my wife's grave. Oh, do you think that the master changed them in their graves? Like,
and the doctor just says,
I'm sorry. Oh my god, Rusty, why would you even write that?
And Wilfred says, it's not your fault. And the doctor says, isn't it?
And he's talking about war stories and his cool gun.
And he's like, oh, you don't want to listen to an old man's stories, do you? And the doctor says, I'm 906 years old.
Dude, this line here, like, I fucking love this line where he says, he hears the doctor's 906 and he's like, we must look like insects to you. And the doctor's like, no, you look like giants. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that rules.
That's nice.
That's a great line. I think about, this show reminds me of things I've thought about with elves in media before, like in Tolkien. Sorry, I'm going to talk about other media for a second. There's a thing in Tolkien, fiction of like, when you kind of read it, where the elves are just like, they live forever and they are like one with nature and everything kind of rocks for an elf, like your life just rules. And you go, why the fuck would you want to be a mortal human who is going to die and it sucks? And Tolkien writes that, the humans are like the cherished race of Iluvatar, who's like their god, because they're the ones that like affect the world and make change happen, and the elves just kind of live harmoniously with it. And I think about this with the Doctor as well, and with Time Lords, because you watch the show and you're like, man, it kind of sucks to be a human. The Doctor's got 13 lives and he lives forever and he can fly around in a spaceship, and it's like, no, look, the Doctor, he admires humans. And I like this scene because it kind of shows that glimpse into his head of like, it's not just like, oh, these are my fun little guys that I like to take on my adventures with me. It's like, he really respects the humans because
and I think that's also important for the Doctor specifically, because that's like possibly the most significant way that he differs from the other Time Lords, is that he maintains that perspective while the others have just completely thrown it away.
And the thing I really like, about later, his sacrifice at the end is like, to him, one human life is so much more valuable than a single one of his many lives, because they only get one of them, and he has 13. Yes. So why would it's not even like a question. It's not a thing he has to debate.
But we'll talk more about that
anyway. I just really like this scene, because sometimes I don't think that the show conveys this very well. And I like that, especially in the Moffat era, because Moffat era is so much about just like jacking off the Doctor all the time and like, oh, the Doctor's so cool. And this is like, no, the Doctor thinks we are cool. And I think that's an uplifting message, and I like it. Anyway.
The Doctor also goes back to what the Master was saying when he's like, oh, you weird old man, what are you, his dad? And the Doctor's like, I would be proud if you were my dad. Which is a funny thing to say to a man who's younger than approximately 0 years old to you.
But also, I love Wilf, and I thought that was sweet.
It is.
Wilf offers him the gun, and he says, like, you need this, he was like, he's like, take this, and the Doctor says, no, I don't do that anymore. Not since the Time War, when
I used to do it all the time. I loved it. Yeah, the Doctor, well, actually, this is interesting. I don't know if we know about this. Wilf says, take this, you have to kill the Master first, and the Doctor says, that's how the Master started.
Right.
I kind of hope that we never get any elaboration on that.
This is one of those things that I'm like, is this a book? Is this a comic? Is this a story? Or is this just something that is written in to be, impactful? Oh, is saying that the Doctor killed the Master and that made him a sicko?
Well, I'm just sort of going to guess based on what we do know. They were friends.
Yeah.
The Master, at some point in his childhood, and I think that they were childhood friends.
Yeah.
I think they're probably the same age, as much as that matters to Time Lords.
Yeah.
And I think that probably the Master started to get twisted after he looked into the time hole. And then I'm guessing that there was an era when there was tension between them, but the Master was not yet like a monster. And I think that the Doctor probably killed him in that point, and then that was probably the Master's first death, I'm guessing.
I like when the Doctor says, I'm not innocent, I've taken lives. And then he says, I got clever, ding, and manipulated people into taking their own. Because words are his weapons. We know this. Do you think that's
another thing that I hope we never learn more.
The War Doctor. Well, I think he's like, it's like I feel like we've kind of seen him do this before. Not like,
oh yeah, I have seen that image of the Doctor saying "kill yourself." That's what this is referring to.
That's what he would do at the time where he just showed up and was like, no, kill yourself right now, and then they would do it. The Daleks would just
he shows up, and you're like, he doesn't even got any weapons, and then he says, "Kill yourself," and you're like, "Oh,
John Hurt, War Doctor walks up to you and tells you to kill yourself."
John Hurt, War Doctor, flies in his TARDIS, he grabs a gun off the ground, and he shoots "kill yourself" into your wall.
I'm sorry. That fucking line ruined this show. Not like it has left a permanent fucking mark on my brain. I will never stop thinking about it. We're gonna reference it forever. What does it mean? Oh my god! He rips you
apart with his bare hands.
That's Colin Baker does that. We already know that. Okay, so yeah, he's not taking the gun. He's having.
For anyone who's not subscribed to our Patreon, just so you know, we've never seen an episode of
an episode of Colin Baker, but apparently they said that his serials are more violent than the other ones.
They got complaints, and that's part of the reason that he was. But we
know from another episode we saw that the show got complaints one time when a companion held a pair of scissors like she was going to stab someone and then didn't. So, okay. So, he's like, I think we live too long. I can't take this gun. I'm too old for this shit.
Wilfred starts crying and says, I don't want you to die. You're the most wonderful man in the world.
I love how much Wilfred loves the Doctor. It's sweet.
Yeah. He also said, I accidentally skipped over this. I didn't mean to. He asks, what will happen to everyone on Earth if the Master dies? And the Doctor says that the template will snap and they will all become human again. And Wilfred says, if that's the case, then don't you dare put him before all of them. Which I think is a very reasonable way to feel.
Take the gun, that's an order.
But the Doctor says, no, never. And not for another 20 minutes.
And then the Master's like, hello, friend, it's me, your buddy, the Master. Just so you know, I got a white point star that fell from the sky.
Yeah, this is an open broadcast, so he doesn't actually know where they are, which is...
He's just yelling really loud.
He's in shout chat.
It's that all 6 billion humans are yelling at the same time. That would actually kind of rule. Except they're in space, so they couldn't hear it.
We need to get our... he said that the Earth is going to become his warship. How is the Earth going to move? Well, they're all going to stand in one place and jump.
Like a master-powered spaceship that's just all masters, like, pushing and pulling pistons.
So he's like, my destiny makes sense, Doctor. A white point star fell from the sky, and the Doctor's like, oh, fuck. Because he knows that means that it came from Gallifrey, because that's the only place that they come from.
And he's like, the Time Lords
Master is going to use the diamond to increase the strength of the signal, and then the Time Lords will return. And Wilfred says, oh, well, that's good, isn't it, Doctor? And then the Doctor grabs the gun.
It rules. I love that scene. I think it's great. So then, I want to say the music in this episode is actually really good. I really like how they include that, like, drum beat motif into the music. And it's also, like, beeping on the computers. I think it's cool. I think it's a nice touch. They didn't have to do it, but they did, and it made the episode better for it.
I think it would have been, like, 1% better if, like, the computers were going beep, 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 and then the Master had turned to one of the Master guards and been like, can someone fucking shut that shit up?
No, they have the signal. They want the signal to happen so they can amplify.
Oh, I literally thought that was just like an unrelated beeping, like a, hey, did you notice?
I mean, it might be, but I think it's more just like an artistic choice.
We go back to President Daltz, who says that they have made contact. And they go to the High Council,
rules,
which is...
First of all, okay, I'm gonna say...
It's the Star Wars Galactic Council Chamber. I know
it's the Star Wars Galactic Council Chamber, but there is I would say about a 50 to 55% chance that there was an episode in classic Doctor Who where they're in the Time Lord Senate and it looks like this.
That's possible.
It's 100% possible, so I'm not gonna say it, even though I want to say it. I have to be careful and spare myself the embarrassment of being wrong. And their beloved president makes a great speech where he's just like, do we die here today? It's not really a great speech. Do we die here today?
No, he's like, should we die? And everyone goes, no! Thank you!
Or return to the waking world and complete the ultimate sanction! And then he's like, Gallifrey rises! Except for two Time Lords who say...
Yeah, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. The Doctor explains... Nay. The Doctor explains to Wilfred, the Time Lords are all dead except for the ones in the time lock bubble. Nothing can get out unless it was already in.
Huh?
So I'll just read what's in my notes. Nothing can get in or out unless it was already in.
Can you do me a favor?
They sent the signal to the Master as a kid, knowing that it would be both inside and outside the time lock, allowing them to follow it out.
Can you try that one more thing? I think I know how to make this make more sense. Can you read that again for me, please? But can you read it in Kyle XY voice?
The Time Lords are all dead except the ones in the time lock bubble. Nothing can get in or out, unless it was already in. They sent the signal to the Master as a kid, knowing it would be both outside and inside the time lock, allowing them to follow it out.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Kyle.
And Wilfred says, oh, that's good. You always talk about how nice your people were and how much you love them.
Or
and the Doctor's
makes
like, well...
nasty. Yucky.
I choose to remember them from before the war, because now they're actually more dangerous than all of my enemies put together.
But also, bringing them back will bring all of my enemies back with them, is the other thing. They talk about that later, though.
Yeah, I forgot about that. The Doctor powers the ship back on. He fixed it earlier.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, Vinvachi guy, whose name I don't know if we get in this entire episode.
Spike.
You get into that laser pod, because it's like a junk ship, so they have lasers to shoot asteroids with. And Wilfred, you get in the other. And then the Vinvachi lady, who's the scientist lady, says, don't take my ship. And he says, there's an old Earth saying about this.
What does he say?
Alonzo.
We saw the one where he says Alonzo, right?
Yeah, I think it was the first episode that we saw him in.
Yeah.
What was that? What episode was that?
I don't remember what that one was.
Looking it up. It was like the fourth episode we watched. That was Army of Ghosts.
God damn, that was our first Tennant episode? Oh my god, it was. Was that also our first Rose episode?
Yes.
Wow. This podcast format is so smart and intelligent and good. So, yeah, he says Alonzi and everyone in the audience claps, including Alonzo, who's the other person on Earth who did not turn into the Master. And then they start, it turns into a movie for a little bit. It turns into like you would see this in the theaters on the big screen. They're flying a ship. The Master is launching all the missiles at them in his funny, like, Red Alert costumes.
Yeah.
And then he's on the screen and they're shooting missiles and Wilfred's shooting down the missiles and the ladies fly. They're all, whoa! And then they're going right for the Naismith mansion. Can you believe it?
Yeah, I like when Wilfred's like, how do I use this thing? And then the Vinvachi guy says, the aiming is automatic. All we have to do is press the button. Okay, fine.
Here's a scene that I actually, when they said this, I was taken back to being 14 and watching this and going, wow. When we go back to the Gallifrey...
Before we go back to the Gallifrey thing, I need to talk about my least favorite thing in the entire episode.
Okay.
It's when they're flying around and doing a Star Wars Episode 1 action scene... And Vinvachi guy, whose name is never said in this episode, as the Doctor's, like, flying and piloting around, and he's, like, turning very sharply and doing barrel rolls and stuff, and they keep cutting to this guy who's going,
I somehow don't remember that, but that does sound annoying.
It was really, really annoying.
Okay, so then we're back with the Time Lords in their Gallifrey chamber, and apparently it was like a 2 against. This is basically like when the United States Senate is like, should we give $1 billion to something horrible? Just any of the number of horrible things, and then there's like 2 people who say no, and all the Democrats are clapping. And then these two people, one of whom is important and one of whom we never see, are forced to cover their eyes like the weeping angels of old.
Yes, so in Gallifrey government, if you cast a vote...
This is, to be fair,
your side doesn't win.
To be fair, this is post-Time War Gallifrey evil, scary government.
Fine, but either way, when they take a vote, if you vote for what turns out to be the losing side, you are punished and shamed.
This reminds me of our incredible Kyle XY fanfiction that we read, where they were doing a vote. Do you remember the Latnock voting scene where they reveal who voted against and then they immediately vote to oust those people?
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Really funny scene.
You know that the democracy is healthy when it's being compared to Latnock in Kyle XY, The Untold Story.
So yeah, these two people are forced to stand there as President Rassilon, not my president, opens the portal, and they're there. This did remind me a little bit of the Snyder Cut where Granny Goodness was briefly seen.
Oh, Granny Goodness was in the movie.
Remember they open the thing and Big Bad Boy is there and then Granny Goodness is there and then they just don't do anything for the rest of the movie? That's what I kind of would have made.
So the Doctor flies the ship over the mansion.
And he just jumps out. Well, he
grabs Wilfred's gun and jumps out, and he falls and falls and falls and crashes through the glass dome in the roof, and he hits the ground really, really hard.
Yeah, it did hurt to watch that scene, and this is not like a Master Chief is immune to fall damage kind of thing. This is a guy. I think it would have been really funny if he had stood up and he was Matt Smith.
I just don't know why he did this at all.
Why did he do that?
Why didn't he just land and then go inside?
The Vinvoci do not know how to land their own ship.
Why didn't he fly, lower before jumping out?
Just the Doctor lying dead on the floor for the rest of the episode as some unrelated third party saves the day.
He falls as David Tennant, he lands as Matt Smith, and then he gets up as Peter Capaldi.
Capaldi, I'm sorry. Okay, so he's out. Like he can't do anything about it. As the Master,
the Time Lords start appearing through the portal that they made using the diamond and the drumming.
It makes sense if you say it in Kyle XY's voice.
The Time Lords start appearing through the portal that they created using the diamond and the drumming.
Makes a lot of sense. When you put it like that, they start coming up. Rassilon's there. The two shamed. I feel like
I didn't understand this. Why was it like, okay, top priority is the president will be the first one through the portal, followed by the two women who we are shaming.
They have to see the actions that they didn't want. Well, they're not allowed to see, but they have to be present for the actions that they were so horrified by, I guess.
Not really sure why that happened. So the president is like, how ironic that our salvation comes at the hands of our ultimate problem child.
He does say, even though we are the reason that he is our ultimate problem child, but...
Yeah, he does admit that he's the one who fucked up the Master, and the Master doesn't really react to that as far as I can remember.
And then the Master is like, you fools, you've played right into my plan. I'm going to turn all of you into me also, and then...
And Timmy Daltz just holds up his power glove, and everyone's heads shake like in part 1, and then they turn back into themselves.
It seems
and the Master's like, no.
It seems that I am once again Barack Obama. Let me finish my speech to fix global poverty.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's no reason that they wouldn't fix global poverty.
He was 1 second away from saying the magic words that would make global poverty disappear, and then he forgot what they were because he turned into the Master. And we learned that everyone kind of had amnesia about it.
I feel pretty bad though for the family of 4 who wake up with mouthfuls of barbecued Donna leg.
No, she's fine. We know she's fine.
She's fine. So yeah, the Master realizes that he's been kind of defeated, but he's like, well, don't forget that I helped
saved you, so please be nice to me. And then the doctor's like, no, you fool. They said that in our famous prophecy, something would return, not some...
Yeah, the Master assumed that the prophecy was that the Time Lords would return, but the Doctor says it was something. They're not just bringing back the Time Lords, they're bringing back Gallifrey. And Gallifrey just, like, pops into space, like, in... basically, like, right next to Earth, which is pretty cool.
And then, Donna's mom and Mama is what we call her, and Sean Temple,
fiance. I remembered after.
I was looking at your notes. I'm like, you don't remember Sean Temple? Fucking loser. And then they look up and they see the big planet. I can't tell if it's like on a collision course for Earth, which seems like would destroy both of them, or if it was just like gonna be there.
Yeah, President Daltz looks in the sky and he's like, haha, there. Oh, fuck.
God damn it.
Oh, no, I didn't think about this one. Oh, jeez.
Ah, man.
So yeah, everyone sees this planet, like, getting closer and closer in the sky, and they're like, uh-oh.
Wilfred is inside the mansion. And it's, I guess there's
no scene explaining when they, like, dropped him off.
Mm-hmm.
But they did. So... is this the last we see of the Vinvoci? Is they're like, well, the Doctor said that he was dying, so I guess it doesn't matter what happens now. Let's just leave.
I think so. Oh, we also see the Naismiths go outside and look up, and then they go, oh, wow.
Yeah, they go, we're back and we're scared. And I think that's the last we see of them.
And then we see a person, a scientist trapped in the, one has to enter, one can enter, one can leave.
Yes, now this is very important, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That I explain the mechanics of this thing. So, Naismith in part 1, who it doesn't matter who he is or what he's doing, explains that they have this chamber that, like, monitors the nuclear link that they're using for this machine that's supposed to make you ageless or whatever. And it's got 2 chambers, and one of them has to be occupied at all times to make sure there's always, always, always someone monitoring the nuclear link. So when one scientist needs to clock out, the other one has to go in first, push some buttons, his door will lock, and only then will the other guy's door unlock.
This would be so perfect for a murder mystery.
So Wilfred runs in and sees that there's a scientist trapped in the chamber.
So he goes in.
And he's like, help, help! And Wilfred's like, I'll get you out of there, buddy. And he goes in and locks himself in, which unlocks the other guy's side. I'm going to say that Wilfred wasn't really thinking about what he was doing. He wasn't thinking
about what he was doing. I also don't know for sure if he was aware of the mechanics of this one man enters, one man leaves.
I believe he was present when it was explained in part 1.
Okay. So he lets the guy out, unaware of
I mean, I guess he would have to know how it works because he was able to use it to let the guy out.
I mean, he just pushed a button that says let the guy out.
Oh, because I think that he was in it in part 1 and that's why he didn't get mastered, right?
Right. So we then find out, so Wilfred traps himself in, and then we're back, the Master's like, look, Doctor, we brought everyone back, and then the Doctor's like, you did turn into a worm, and then I trapped you inside my TARDIS, and then probably you got out and had a lot of prose adventures and audio dramas, so you weren't there for the Time Lord, for the Skaro degradations, the horde of travesties, the Nightmare Child, which is probably a Clara, and then what was the could have been king with his armies of meanwhiles and neverwheres and whatsits and thingamabobs.
I like when they do this where they just list a bunch of shit and then just move on.
Right, and you definitely weren't there for the rise of the history's greatest villain. Say it with me, Sam. You weren't there for the singing man.
The singing man.
He's coming back!
I think they did this in, maybe it was Flesh and Stone. He was, like, talking to the clerics, and he was like, oh, what church are you from? And he lists all these wacky church names.
Mm-hmm.
I like when they do this, and as ever, I hope that there's never any elucidation on any of these things.
I am a little bit interested in the Nightmare Child, and I'm very interested in the Could Have Been King with his army of meanwhiles and neverwheres.
That one, I think, sounds cool as words, and I think that if they made it into a real story, whether it had happened before this episode or after, I think that it would be really stupid.
It would be a book written by Stephen Moffat.
There's a very silly moment where someone, I think the Doctor, is like, hell is descending toward Earth now! And the Master goes, my kind of world!
And then, to me, President Rassilon reveals his ultimate plan, which is, hell is coming back and the war's coming back, but that doesn't matter because we are going to... The final sanction, which you mentioned earlier, is that they will leave their corporeal bodies behind and destroy the time vortex and ascend to be beings of consciousness alone, free from their bodies and time itself!
Yeah, and the Doctor explains that this horrible plan that the Time Lords had developed is why...
I should say
stopped.
This would bring about the destruction of the universe as we know it, and I guess we can say now that this would be how the Time Lords defeat the war between time and space, is by destroying time and space. I wonder how the Mori will feel about this. We should ask them.
Who? Just kidding. I remember Flux, kind of. So the Master is like, "Hey,
that sounds cool.
Can I ascend to?"
You're diseased, he says. But it was our fault.
This is the part where Timmy Daltz is like, admittedly, it is our fault, but still. And he holds up his power glove.
And then we get
the Doctor interrupts with a gun. And Timmy's like, all right, well, you better choose your enemy well, because you can only shoot one of us first, and then the other one's going to do something. So he keeps pointing back and forth, and he first points his gun at the Master.
He's like, if you kill me, the link in my head will be severed, getting rid of them. And then he points his gun at Rassilon, and I honestly can't figure out why. Like, I can't figure out why he wants to do that. Like, what? Does
I feel like he should just.
What does that get? What does that get for him?
Wait, what does what get for him?
Because killing the Master, A, defeats his archenemy, and B, fixes everything. Where it's like, if you kill the Master, you break the link, and the Time Lords go back, right?
Oh yeah, so it's a choice of, do you want to defeat just President Daltz?
Yeah.
Or do you want to kill all birds with one stone?
Do you want to kill all birds with one stone, or do you want to shoot the mean guy who's going to shoot a laser at your enemy?
And this isn't a hypothetical where it would be good to kill every bird.
He's not killing every bird. He's just putting every bird back in the birdhouse where they belong.
And killing the Master bird.
One bird who will probably find a way to come back. Let's be real.
It's maybe not the best analogy.
No. The point being, I don't understand what this decision he's trying to make is, because it's more, I don't want to kill this guy, but I also want to build dramatic tension, and then instead of doing that, he shoots a machine, and it breaks everything.
Well, slow down.
Hold on.
Slow down.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, Timmy is like, okay, the Master... but to your point, the Master says...
Rassilon is also the link.
He's also part of the link. So if you kill him, then it will also break the link, and Gallifrey will disappear from the sky, and the Time Lords will disappear also. So it really is just a... I guess now, at that point, the question is, do you want to break the link and kill the President? Or do you want to break the link and kill the Master?
And he doesn't want to kill anyone, so instead of doing
you win either way.
No, but he finds an extra way to win that keeps his hands clean of blood. Because he shoots the machine.
You keep trying to skip over it. One of the shamed Time Ladies...
Oh, yeah.
...uncovers her embarrassed face. And it's that lady from before, and she's crying.
She's crying, and she says, son, come back to our shack.
Say that.
She says, son, come back to our village, come back to your shack, and I will feed you soup one day, she says.
That wasn't her in Hellbent, was it?
No, it wasn't, but how wild would it be?
I genuinely... When he sees her face, he has an idea, and he turns back toward the Master and says, get out of the way, and he shoots... I guess the machine that is used to amplify the signal with the diamond?
I had a really funny joke for the scene, which is he's like, who are you gonna shoot? Who will you decide? There's only one gun, Doctor. And then he pulls out his second gun and he says, 2 guns, bitch! Then he just starts fucking blasting.
For anyone who doesn't know, that is a direct quote from Two-Face in Arkham City. 2 guns, bitch!
That's something that Bruce Master would say. I miss Bruce Master.
Oh,
from the movie that we watched last week when he was the Terminator.
Sorry, this is the stupidest thing. I can't explain this thought process at all, but I thought that when you said Bruce Master, I thought that you were referring to Bruce Thomas from Kyle XY, who was the motion capture for Master Chief.
He was Master Chief in Batman. It's my favorite joke from that podcast.
I mean, it's a joke, but it's also true.
No, but we keep talking about Kyle XY this week. I don't know why. Listen to Kyle XY. Listen to Kyle XY. It's a great show and a great podcast and the bad.
So okay, he tells the master to move. He shoots the machine. It breaks the link. Gallifrey disappears from the sky. The visionary, who I guess was also here, goes, Gallifrey falls! Timmy Daltz says, the doctor will die with us. And the doctor says, yes, I know.
Good.
And then that lady covers her face again as the master powers up his glove. But then the master says, as the president powers up his glove. There's a lot of titles and names that aren't names here. The president powers up his glove. This is a fact. And the master says, now it's your turn to be told to get out of the way. And the doctor gets out of the way. And he starts shooting lightning at President Daltz for making him twisted.
4.
Okay, 4 lightning blasts. Okay, but this is so stupid because he shoots him with lightning like 5 times. And then he goes, 1, 2, 3, 4.
They're the final dramatic blasts.
But you did already shoot him more than 4 times.
The thing about Time Lord on Time Lord
besides the master?
The thing about Time Lord on Time Lord combat is that we just know that it ends with them getting up and being a different guy or girl.
I mean, it does make me think back to before I ever watched Doctor Who and when I didn't know what it was, and I assumed that he had some kind of superpowers like lightning blasts.
I'm imagining.
I don't know why he doesn't. I mean, I don't know why the master does, I guess, is the more relevant point.
I'm having like a really fun time imagining like Time Lord Society, like maybe before they became future-y, when they were like in medieval times, and you would just be like, I challenge you to a duel, and they'd go out and they'd have a sword fight, and then one of them would just get up and be a different guy, and that was the one that loses. Also, I have a really
the winner of the duel isn't the person who survives, it's the person who's hotter after the duel ends.
I have a really stupid question. So
if your Time Lord adversary kills you, but you get up and you're hotter than ever, then you win the duel.
I have a really stupid question. So the master shoots President Rassilon 2 and 4 times. And then Gallifrey goes away. And then the doctor...
Everyone claps.
And the Time Lords... Yeah, everyone claps in the world.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, everyone does clap.
Everyone in the streets claps.
And then we go to the doctor with Wilfred and the emotional, sacrifice. What happened to the master? Where is he? What happened? I'm asking you as a viewer. I forgot. Where'd he go? Or did the show just, not address that?
Let me Control F master.
I think this is the last time the master is mentioned. Where did he go?
Oh... Where did he go?
What happened?
Did he go?
Where did he go? He didn't disappear with the Time Lords because he was...
I'm going to the wiki.
Where'd he go? Somehow the master disappears.
Somehow Palpatine
is returned.
I've done a Control F for master. You're not going to believe this. He's in it quite a lot. As the master counts the drums one last time, his blasts occupy Rassilon long enough for a bright flash of light to send all of them, the Time Lords, Rassilon, Gallifrey, and the Master, back into the last day of the Great Time War.
I'd like to see the Master wriggle his way out of this one.
Why did that happen?
How'd he get there? I guess he was connected to the Rassilon by the lightning.
I don't understand.
I like that Rassilon needs a power glove to do lightning, but the master can just do it with his bare hands.
Being the president sucks.
You have to contain your power in a stupid
So the
glove.
doctor looks around, and he's like, oh my god, it's all over, and I didn't die. This is amazing. He's laughing, he's crying.
And then Wilfred, presumably just aware of the artistic decision of the episode, knocks 4 times over and over again. He will knock 4 times. I didn't get this until just now. He will knock 4 times and then you will die. I was talking about Wilfred?
You didn't get that until just now.
Well, I forgot about the prophecy.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yes, the twist is that it was talking about Wilfred, not the master. Now, okay, this is a problem that I have.
Yeah.
Because it's a twist. Why? What does that do for us besides going, I thought it meant something else, but it means this?
It doesn't. So yeah, Wilfred's like,
a twist is fun, but I think a twist is a lot better when it means literally anything besides just, haha, gotcha.
It's the beloved, it's a beloved writing device used by the great writers of our time, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. It's called Subverting Your Expectations. Where
they did subvert my expectations.
You think one thing's going to happen, and then a different thing happens, and then you go, oh.
I'll just say this right now. Let me just get out ahead of this. This scene...
I like this scene. I'm going to say
The scene is stupid. The acting, the performances, and the character are great.
I do think that, and we said this in the last episode, and I will say, I did know this was the Doctor killing box when we watched it. That this was though I do have distinct memories of the Doctor also getting shot. I don't know where that came from. Maybe that's another one.
That came from last week when we watched Silly McCoy get blasted.
Got blown to bits. But yes, the acting is really good. I really like the fact that the Doctor is just, like, the second he hears Wilfred knocking, he has already, like, made up his mind about he's got to go in the box and get him out.
He immediately realizes where this is going.
And he's also, like,
he's
pissed
scared,
off about
he's
it.
angry, he's sad.
And he's like, of course I've got to fucking let this man out of the box. And Wilfred's like, wait, I've lived my life, I'm old.
Yeah, and also, Wilfred doesn't, even though he knows the prophecy, the Doctor told him about the Fornox thing, Wilfred doesn't realize what he's doing, and he's just like,
hello.
Doctor, could you let me out of here? This thing's making some weird noises.
Oh yeah, we should say that the destruction of the link in the machine and all the machine, it's going to dump all the radiation into the Wilfred prison chamber.
Now, here is the primary reason that I think that this scene, I'm not going to say it's a bad scene. It's a stupid scene because
I would say the word I would use is contrived.
It's incredibly contrived, and it's not well contrived.
No.
Like, because the whole point of this box is that someone always needs to be inside of it to prevent the nuclear bolt from overloading. Now, we learn in this scene that in the event that the nuclear bolt does overload...
it will contain it entirely within the box.
It will lock one of the scientists in and murder them. So it will vent the radiation directly into their face.
Because we learned that the box is made out of Invochi glass, so it's not like, the contamination will spread. It's basically a punishment for someone failing their job, which, that is a Jonathan Naismith.
Why not have a secondary chamber made of Invochi glass off to the side that it vents the radiation into?
Because it's a punishment from Jonathan Naismith for the person who failed their job.
And also, they never gave us any scenario with this whole setup where at any point in reality, one person is like, all right, project's over, and then clocks out and they are both out of it.
No.
He basically says someone will be inside of this until one of them is dead.
Yeah. So Wilfred's like, so the Doctor's just, like, angrily, like, and sadly, like, storming around the room, and he's like, you humans, blah, blah, blah,
And this is good. This is something that we've talked about before, and I think we've already learned it from Time of the Doctor. The fact that each version of the Doctor, they don't individually think of it as like, well, I got more lives.
No, they're like, I'm going to die here.
I'm going to die. I will not exist anymore.
Until Rusty brings me back. But he didn't know that.
He doesn't know that's going to happen. But yeah, so he's very upset. He's like kind of taking it on Wilfred, but he also knows that he shouldn't. So he's like, oh, you just had to save the guy. But you were always going to save him. You were always waiting for me all this time, Wilfred. And Wilfred is like, it's okay. I'm old.
Yeah, let me die.
You can just leave me behind.
Wilfred's like, you're so cool. You're like the coolest guy in the universe. Please don't choose your life over mine. And then
I love this moment where the Doctor says, it's true. I could do so much more, and this is my reward. It's not fair.
I love it.
It's really good. It really sucks.
Yeah.
You feel very bad for both of them. But this is something you were talking about before, but I think there's another layer to it. Because you said, we know this about the Doctor. He believes that the ordinary person is valuable. And Wilfred is like, I'm old. I'm not going to live that much longer anyway. I'm just a regular guy. And the Doctor's like, that doesn't mean anything to me. Let's not forget, this is Donna's grandpa.
Dad. That's his best friend.
There is no version of this where he makes the decision to let Wilfred die.
Right. Though See, here's the funny thing to me about this. I was thinking about this, like, the Doctor would never let, it's hard to imagine the Doctor for anybody in the world walking away, just being like, sorry. That being said, if a character said, no, I've got this, I'll leave myself behind, in another episode, it would be like a brave and noble sacrifice that person made. But,
it would be a Mott sacrifice, not a noble sacrifice. You got a little confused.
I'm just saying I can see this happening in a different episode, and the Doctor not. Joke? Yeah, that was a good one. The Doctor not doing that, but this in this episode, in these circumstances, of course, the Doctor's going to sacrifice himself for Wilf. We love Wilf, and Wilf is so fucking sad about this.
I think also part of it is that the Doctor, I think the frustration, a lot of it comes from the fact that he was told so long ago, 3 episodes, that this was going to happen. And I think he feels trapped by the prophecy.
Also, mind you, we saw at the end of Time Part 1 that he was just kind of like jet setting around time and space, putting this off for a really long time.
Yeah.
We don't even know how long. And having sex with Queen Mary, probably, his wife. Anyway, he gets in there, he gets in the box, Wilfred goes out.
He's like throwing shit around the room.
Yeah, he's like pissed off, it's great. I almost said David Smith to the fusion.
David Spade is really good.
David Tennant is a really good actor, and I like his acting. And he gets in the box. Yeah.
Bernard Cribbins.
Oh yeah.
As long as we're shouting out actors by name.
Yes. He gets in the box and the radiation blasts him, and he goes and he goes.
He also, it's very sweet as Wilfred is like, please don't do this, Doctor. Please don't do this. And the Doctor says, Wilfred, it would be my honor.
Oh, I love it. And he is in pain, but he's not dead. But he gets out, and Wilfred's like, huh?
And in this moment, I was like, shit. Did I imagine Matt Smith?
It was all a horrible dream.
And yeah, Wilfred notices that the Doctor's injuries have started to heal, and he's like, "Oh, it looks like you're doing better, actually." And the Doctor's like, "No, that means it's starting." And they have a hug and a cry.
Oh, I love Wilf so much. I can't believe we've only had 2 episodes with this old man. For us, personally.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
He's good. Okay. We go to Sean and Donna's mom, who I think is Sylvia?
Donna's, like, out cold, like she's freezing, like she's been unconscious outside, but they can't get on can't call the emergency services because everyone's like, I turned into a guy! What happened?
And the 999 operator's like, yeah, dude, me too.
Yeah, no, bye. I was also in line at McDonald's. I don't know how I got here.
But then they hear the TARDIS arriving, the most beautiful sound in the universe, and Donna hears it and opens her eyes, although she doesn't remember what it is. As she wakes up, she's like, oh, did I miss something again? And Sean and Sylvia are like, yay, she's okay. Woohoo.
Mama
and
Noble
Sylvia runs outside.
Mama Noble.
And she waves to... I didn't quite understand what this was. Maybe I'm missing context for her relationship with the Doctor, but she smiles and waves at them. And the Doctor goes, oh, great, she's smiling, as if today wasn't bad enough.
Well, we learned in the last episode they have a very adversarial relationship with
one another. So.
But I thought the reasoning for it being that if he shows up, that means her daughter will explode. But apparently there's more beef between them.
I would think that the Doctor would be like, oh, good, she's smiling. Donna must be okay.
He says, they're going to say goodbye, but the Doctor says, this isn't goodbye, Wilfred. I'll see you one more time. Just keep looking. And he says, where are you going? He says, I'm going to go get my reward. Now, we begin a montage.
And then that's the end of the episode.
We begin a montage that I'm sure is great it's great fan service if you're 14 and watch the episodes in order.
This is one of the most cranked scenes I've ever seen.
However, I need to tell you, I'm going to say one word and it ruined the scene for me. Basically what we get is a scene of like the Doctor like stoically helping his companions and stuff like that. The word that I'm going to say is Yuko, because I was thinking of Yuko from Nichijou at the carnival when she loses her wallet, and it's just with just this complete. That was what I was thinking of. This whole episode.
Well, when Mio loses her wallet, lest we forget.
Was it? Oh yeah, when Mio loses Yuko's wallet and she just is on all of the rides with this completely stone-faced expression. That's what I was thinking of this whole part, and it made me laugh. But we begin the montage with somewhere on Earth, Martha and Mickey are shooting cool guns and they're epic now.
I was so thrown off because I was like, oh, so there's some lady with a gun dodging explosions. Then I was like, hold on. That's Martha.
And then Mickey is there.
She runs up to a guy and he's got a gun.
And that's Mickey.
And I was like, wait, that's Mickey. Now, hold on.
They're shooting and being shot at by Santarans. I don't know what their job is.
He says to her, we're being fired at by a Santaran. This is no place for a married woman. And she says, well, then you shouldn't have married me.
What an insane way to do exposition, Rusty.
Lest we forget, the last time that we saw Mickey, he was back together with Rose in an alternate dimension.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how Mickey got out. I'm not sure how
Is there gonna be an episode where Mickey just pops back through a portal and he's like got a box of his stuff and he's like, we broke up again.
Mickey, our bisexual king, broke up with whatever his Blake Chaston or something, whatever his boyfriend's name was.
Jake.
Jake. That's a cool dude name. Cool white dude name. And then he got back together with Rose in the alternate universe. I don't think they got back together. I think that they were just there, and he was like,
It seemed like they were back together.
And then he got out.
The Santaran prepares to snipe Martha with a gun.
The doctor
then the doctor clonks him on the head with a comedy mallet.
Making Yuko face, very sadly, because he's dying. He bonks the Santaran, who already are goofy enough, on the head with a hammer. And then he just stares at them and he walks back to the TARDIS.
Yeah, they see him, but he doesn't say anything.
And then we see a boy on a phone.
Yeah, they said, here, let's quickly insert a commercial for the spin-off.
No, I this was the one that I was like, it got me a little bit here, because I just like Sarah Jane. But yeah, this kid is like, oh, all this shit is happening. He says shit.
I guess we do know that Sarah Jane has been on the show.
Yeah, she's been on the show.
We saw a Next Time On that she was in.
And they're like, oh, this crazy stuff is happening. And then he almost gets hit by a car, just like Rose's dad.
Well, there's some character stuff in here because he mentions that his mom got like the newspaper publisher or whatever to run a story about mass hallucinations to like cover up what happened. So we know that Sarah Jane's she's still a journalist. Good for her.
And then the doctor saves this boy from getting hit by a car. And then the boy's like, Mom, it's him, it's the doctor.
And Sarah Jane smiles and waves and cries.
I love that. I just like that. I like Sarah Jane, and I like the idea of the companions. Every once in a while, they see the doctor, and they're like, there's the doctor. I like that.
Especially the classic. I don't really know why she's crying and waving, because she doesn't know that anything in particular is happening.
She's emotional because she knows that the doctor's dying, because they all have a little watch, a notification on their phone. He goes to see Leela and he insults her, and then he goes to see Ace and she like blows something up for him like old times.
She hits him with a baseball bat.
He goes to see Ian and Barbara and he just pushes them into the vacuum space.
I want to see another episode with the Seventh Doctor and Ace so bad.
They're the best. Ace would be so sad if she
people who aren't subscribed to our Patreon don't know how fucking good those two are in the one story that we've seen.
Imagine how mad Ace will be when she learns that Silly McCoy was killed by medical malpractice.
Do you remember when she was trying to explain to him that she gets hungry when she doesn't eat, and he says, no, lack of food makes you obstreperous.
I love them so much.
And then I think he gave her a sack of money.
He gave her a sack of coins, and then at some point he upgraded her baseball bat like a video game.
He did.
It rules. Okay. So then this is crazy. So first he saves Mickey and Martha, who are married. Then he saves Sarah Jane's son. Then he goes and helps Jack Harkness get some dick.
Yeah, we're in like a space casino. Jack Harkness is drinking with a Kirby.
Very much Star Wars Cantina and energy, and it's got all these other Doctor Who monsters, including a Raxacoricofallapatorian and some other monsters that you haven't seen yet, but I remember.
Yeah, Jack Harkness,
history's greatest monster, and then the Doctor's just
rock hard looking at all these aliens.
The Doctor just gives him a note, or they're like, "Here's a note from the gentleman across the bar," and then the note says his name is Alonzo, and it's just like, I'm gonna help you get some one last time, my friend.
Here's a fun fact.
Yeah.
This actor I think his name is Russell Tovey.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that he was one of the actors on the list of potential people to play the 11th Doctor.
Wild. And instead he just got to have sex with Jack Harkness. I just don't understand. It's just such a weird, like, why couldn't he, like, why was he not saving him or whatever? It's just like, I'm going to help you have sex with a man.
I'll just say,
is my gift to you.
I am in a seedy space bar and a weird, intense-looking guy sitting next to me turns to me and says,
knows my name.
Hey, Sam. I'm like, how do you know my name? And he says,
Guess I'm
psychic. I'm like, I'm going to get away from you before you murder me.
Thank you, Doctor. What a fucking ally.
Oh, did we mention that his name is Alonzo?
His name is Alonzo. It's a little Easter egg. It's just such a weird, like, he saved 3 lives and then he helped Jack, have sex.
God, this isn't on topic at all, but I just mentioned people who were considered to play the Doctor.
Uh-huh.
I know that we talked last time about how Peter Capaldi was invited to audition for the role of 8th Doctor. Apparently, he was, like, on the short list for basically every Doctor. So it's like they got to the 12th Doctor and they must have just been like, all right, can we stop fucking around here?
Can I rewrite this scene a little bit? Sorry, I'm still obsessed with it.
Okay.
Is that the note says his name is Alonzo, and then, I think Jack does, like, give him a salute or something, or a little, like, hey.
Yeah, he and the Doctor salute each other, or he salutes the Doctor.
He salutes the Doctor, and the Doctor makes a jerk-off motion, but, like, in a nice way, like, I know what you want. And then he turns to Alonzo, and Alonzo is like a writhing mass of tentacles and slime, and Jack is just like, yes, nice.
And then Jack looks down and sees another thing that the Doctor has given him, which is a 500 pack of condoms for tentacles.
Okay, next. This scene, I'm sure, means something if there's an episode that we didn't see about this woman.
Wow, you're really stupid.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Did you seriously not get what this was?
No, I don't remember this. What is this?
There is a woman doing a book signing.
Oh, is this a reference to this is a reference to the Family of Blood lady, isn't
yes.
it? Oh,
she says,
yeah.
She's doing a book signing.
Completely
there's a guy in line
that.
And he's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, so I found my great grandma's diary. It had all these stories about her experiences with this man named John Smith that she fell in love with. But he turned out to be a man from another world.
I completely
and she closes the book, and the cover has a stopwatch on it.
You mean a pocket watch?
A pocket watch, excuse me. And it says the title is A Journal of Impossible Things,
written by Clara
Verity Newman. Is her name.
Clara Oswin. Verity Oswin.
Verity New Clara.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. And then he's
and
like,
the Doctor is the next person in line, and he gets his copy signed, and he says that his name is the Doctor, and she goes, "Huh, that's the name he used." And he says, "Was she happy in the end?" And she says, "She was. Were you?" And then his lip quivers a little, and he walks away. Now, I have a problem with this scene. First of all, the problem is that her great grandma was racist, and I don't feel bad.
I forgot about that.
The one scene that granted, we haven't seen the episode Human Nature, we haven't seen the part 1, but in Family of Blood, the only thing that she does is be racist to Martha.
Maybe we'll learn in episode 1 why she's racist, and it'll make it make sense.
I just find it kind of cringe to have a thing in the show where it's like the best-selling novel based on the episode The Family of Blood.
Do you know what this is?
The greatest story ever told.
Do you know what I was thinking watching this scene? Is what this is like the Rusty era taking a victory lap, except everyone's sad in it.
It's a tragic self-congratulatory victory lap.
Well, where the Doctor's making Yuko face from Nichijou the whole time.
I'd tell people to look up that sketch online, but I'm pretty sure that there's only one upload of it, and it's a really stupid shitpost edit.
We'll just have to I'll just have to put the picture.
I'll ship all of our listeners a DVD Blu-ray.
I'll put a picture of Yuko making the face on our Tumblr so people can.
That used to be my my Twitter icon.
drho.tumblr.com. You can, if I remember, you can see the picture of Yuko. Okay, so then
Donna and Sean get married, and Wilfred leads everyone in a hip hip hooray.
You know what would have made this scene? I love the hip hip hooray. I love when
this scene would have been better. I think you're about to say if there was an expensive camera effect.
You fucking read my mind. If there was like like a
Matrix camera
effect for no reason, and it costs so much money and effort to make.
That's one of the few things that I know about Sherlock.
I'm so glad you knew what I was about to say there. Yeah, I did love seeing Donna and Sean's wedding. Donna with her friends that we don't know anything about, but I'm glad that she's got friends.
There's one character who gets singled out that she's like, let's gather up for a picture with me and my friends. And is it Nerys? I don't remember how she said it. I'm going to assume that that's a character.
Her friend Kira Nerys from Star Trek Deep Space Nine is there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wilfred's horny friend Minnie.
I was so glad. She's like, I'm gonna get that fucking bouquet.
And then Wilfred, I'm going to fuck you tonight.
I'm going to fuck you, silly old man. And then the doctor is there, and Mama Noble and and he's making sad face.
Wilfred just walks over to him and is like, Naismith and his daughter were both arrested.
Crime undisclosed.
As the doctor's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, I
don't think he even responds.
I don't remember. Someone tell me if they did anything particularly illegal besides unethical experimentation on the human body.
I think that they had
science.
like Black Ops goons who were capturing people in the streets.
Okay, I believe that.
I think that it was his guys who were chasing the doctor with machine guns.
They did shoot him at some point. You're right.
And then Wilfred asks who the mysterious crying woman was, and the doctor doesn't answer.
And then the doctor, he says, here is a wedding gift. I never carried any money, so I popped back in time and I borrowed a quid from a man named Jeffrey Noble. And then Mama Noble, he says, have that on me. And then Mama Noble's like crying. We don't know anything about her husband.
Yeah, sure I couldn't tell if I was missing context for this because, and I don't mean to be harsh here to Mama Noble, but if she's crying at the thought that her dead husband was alive in the past, I feel like she already knew that.
I don't know.
I wonder if there's context here.
There's gotta be context here.
Like the line, have that on me or something. Or maybe she's like, oh, it was so sweet of him. He was always giving money to people in need or something like that.
So they take I think the doctor and Wilfred salute each other. You old soldier.
Yeah, and they take the envelope to Donna, and she opens it, and she's like, oh, who's the cheapskate who gave me a lottery ticket as a wedding present? Well, hey, you never know. It's triple rollover this week.
I will say in the one bit of the new episodes I watched, they did mention a lottery ticket, and I was like, what are they talking about with a lottery ticket? I was like, oh, a lottery ticket.
Was Donna also a billionaire?
Yeah, but Donna was living in a big house. And
it would be really funny if it turned out that he did just go back in time to get money to buy her a lottery ticket.
You never know, and he says.
It's just like, I don't know, I just bought her a lottery ticket. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But no, she's going to be rich. Wilfred and Donna's mom look at each other and they're like, oh boy.
Doctor.
This is when... I think that's sweet. He doesn't usually do stuff like this.
No, I know. He does this for his best friend.
This is his best friend.
And then, this is when the doctor gets into his TARDIS and Wilfred salutes him and he starts crying. And I hate to see this old man cry. I can't do it. And then this is a weird scene. I actually do remember, when this was the first piece of media that made me cry. I think this is when I started crying, which is really funny because the scene is a little bit bonked. But we do get to see, it's New Year's Eve, 2005. Jackie and Rose are, walking through the streets as Jackie talks about how she's gonna get fucked, and she loves it.
By Jimbo. Her useless boyfriend who failed to pick them up.
Mm-hmm. And they, Jackie walks off and Rose is like, okay, don't be out too late. My crazy mom. And then she sees the doctor. She doesn't know him yet.
Yes, this is New Year's 2005. It is just becoming 2005, so she has not yet met the Ninth Doctor.
And he's like, oh, he says, because he's dying of radiation. And then she's like, oh, you've had too much to drink? And he says, oh, something like that. She says, well, you should get heading home. Happy New Year. And he says, what year is it? And then she says, oh, man, it's that bad, huh? It's 2005. And he says, you know what? Something tells me you're going to have a great year. And then she leaves,
smiles and runs off.
And then he falls over and he does say "ga," which I had to note down for our fans, for our listeners. Fans of "ga," but he doesn't say "goo." But he does say "ga."
I was surprised. This isn't a big deal. I think the scene is nice as it is. I was surprised that he didn't, like, quietly tell her that he loves her.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing at the end of Doomsday, was that he didn't have a chance to say it.
That's true. I don't know.
Missed opportunity.
Guess
Maybe
so.
that's why this episode didn't make me cry.
And then I guess when she walks up, she didn't see the Ood standing. We don't know if she could see it.
There is an Ood here.
There is an Ood here. The Ood says...
Well, this doesn't mean anything to her because she won't meet the Ood for a while.
Yeah, she's like, oh, that's a weird guy. Okay, goodbye.
Hey, mister, you're looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah, you look like some kind of basic slave race, she says.
You should swallow that spaghetti, you'll choke.
And then the Ood is like, it is time, doctor. The universe shall sing you to sleep. And then they all start singing Oh Holy Night or something. No, it's great. I love to see the Ood. I liked how far they've come. And then we never ever see them ever again, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but you said it. So
I mean, I don't
Ood
remember.
On their Ood planet all hold hands and they like start singing to the doctor or whatever. And the Ood tells him
the song might be ending, but your story
this was from the prophecy, by the way. Your song is ending. This is
clearly foreshadowing how Moffat is about to take over the show, and Moffat, as we know, was on a single-minded quest for his entire life to make the Doctor unkillable forever.
Yeah, it also has something to do with River Song, maybe. Your song might be ending, but the story will never end. Doctor Who forever!
Stephen Moffat's taking over. We know this.
The Ood says that.
He says Doctor Who forever. Tune in. Man, I keep thinking about the fact that, like, statistically speaking, there's no possibility in which the 10th Doctor didn't meet River Song, and I think that's weird. I can't imagine them in a scene together.
I don't know.
Well, remember...
I don't know when she first appears.
Remember, he met her, he knew who she was as Matt Smith, and that was like the 3rd episode of the series.
Yeah, it's possible that she appears in the episode right after this, but that would be kind of... I don't know. I wouldn't rule it out.
I'm River Song. Nice to meet you, new guy. Spoilers!
Yeah, I have no idea.
So he starts glowing in his hands and his face, and then he... Sam, what does he say? What iconic line does he say?
He says, "No, please!
Stop!
Come on, man!
Oh, jeez! What does he say? Say it. Say it.
He says, "I don't want to go."
It's a beautiful quote that all the Doctor Who fans are it's very sad. I didn't cry this time, but I was like, I remember what it felt like. I bet there were so many GIFs of this back in the day, like GIF sets, and you'd say, like...
I have seen a GIF of this,
If you are crying, if you're not crying right now, you're a fucking liar, it says.
Okay, I don't think I mentioned this at the time. Do you remember when I talked about the Lego Dimensions Doctor Who stuff?
Yes, and when you switch off of 10th Doctor, he says, I
don't want to go. They clip the audio.
It's an insane thing for him to say, because it's basically him saying, like, I don't want to die. I like being David Tennant. I like being on Doctor Who, he says.
Every time you change characters in a Lego game, they go, no! It hurts them. They die, and it's painful.
And then
his regeneration is so intense
that it explodes the TARDIS.
Explosion starts like breaking the TARDIS.
It actually kind of ruled to watch the TARDIS. Like, it's on fire, and like the pillars are breaking apart. It actually looked really good, in my opinion.
It was cool.
It was a good effect.
Also, before he starts exploding, he does start piloting the TARDIS into Earth. Presumably, he knows that it's been a while.
Yeah, and then he regenerates, blasting, and then he does the thing that they always do when they regenerate, where they go, face, hands, eyes.
Oh no, I'm ugly now.
I don't have Christopher Eccleston's terrible.
I'll never
ears.
be iconic.
My nose got bad worse.
Yeah, I have his quote written down here word for word. I still have legs, arms, hands, fingers, lots of fingers, ears, yes, eyes too, nose, I've had worse, chin, blimey, hair. I'm a girl? No, not a girl. Still not ginger. And did you know, Jordan?
Yeah.
That because Stephen Moffat was the incoming showrunner, everything post-regeneration was written by Stephen Moffat.
I think I did know this, which is so funny.
So if you were thinking that was very true to form for the 11th Doctor, that was Stephen Moffat.
Why was there a line about him saying, "Oh my god, I'm a girl"? No, not me being a girl. Oh wait, okay, never mind. And also a joke about ginger people. That's, okay.
This was... that was in Christmas Invasion.
No, I know. I'm saying that was a carryover joke, but the whole thing about I'm a girl. It's very funny for it to be written by Stephen Moffat, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm crashing! Oh, Geronimo!"
which I think we've heard of. Is that like a catchphrase of his? I feel like we've heard that.
I've definitely heard him say Geronimo before, but I thought it was the 10th Doctor who said that, but I guess it's the 11th.
Maybe he's like, I gotta get a new catchphrase.
Starts playing his world from Sonic 06. Da, 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 da. And a new era begins.
That is the end of Time Part 2.
Okay, so I actually think it's kind of funny because coming back to an episode I do remember very distinctly. There are things that I still agree with myself about. This episode's a little bit silly. There's the things in it and it doesn't make sense. I do think the victory lap, I definitely didn't like it as much this time.
It's so long.
It's so long. I really like seeing Sarah Jane because I like that nostalgia.
Throughout the entire episode, I kept mousing over to see how far in I was. And
he gets blasted by radiation.
Which is always a good sign.
He gets blasted by the
radiation.
When
he says it's starting, I was like, oh, good.
20
and I
minutes
mouse
left.
over and it's like 20 minutes left.
I think it was weird that he helped Jack Harkness hook up. That was a weird context for us.
They couldn't think of anything else for him to do.
Jack Harkness is horny. I liked seeing Donna's wedding though. That was the part I liked. I don't know what Martha and Mickey are up to. That was weird. I think that the scenes where characters are like talking to each other, specifically Wilfred and the Doctor, is some of the more compelling writing we've seen on Doctor Who in general.
Yes.
I really liked it. But it averages out to a nearly feature length. If you combine it with part 1, this is a feature length Doctor Who movie that is very strange and confused a lot of the time. But this episode, I am going to give, it's hard to say. It's an end of an era. I think I'm going to give it a C+. I think
that makes me feel better about also giving it a C+.
It's like I'm talking about it and the writing was so strong at times and I feel so much nostalgia watching this episode. And I love I love David Tennant. Matt Smith's alright, but I love David Tennant Doctor. He's so good. And I feel sad to see his era end, but also his era ended on an episode that was just a little bit bonked. Just a little bit bonked.
I don't mind an episode being bonked, but I mind an episode, in my opinion, not making sense on a fundamental level. I didn't understand any of the internal logic at all. It's a thing that always bothers me, and I say this as a huge Kingdom Hearts freak. I just don't understand when something is contrived. It's one thing for something to be contrived, it's another for it to be contrived in a way that feels like it doesn't make sense in the world itself. And I don't understand the logic of the drum signal, and I really don't understand...
How did that diamond get there?
The diamond getting thrown through a hologram.
And then they put the diamond in a machine.
Also, this might sound harsh. This episode was so long.
It's really
long. It felt like it was really heavily padded.
The part where they're having a Star Wars prequel spaceship fight was like, this didn't need to be in there.
The diamond scene felt like Russell had gotten a letter from the BBC that was like, so this is a 75-minute episode, right? And he's like, oh shit.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, also, I think a problem for me was that I was already pretty over it by the time the victory lap started. Yeah. So I didn't pog a single time.
No, the victory
lap... A lot of the
was...
performances were really good, except for the ones that were really bad.
That's the thing. This is a real mixed bag. There were things I really liked.
And I need to say this.
Yeah.
Why does the 11th Doctor feel so guilty about both Martha and Donna?
What happened? Did he forget?
What was he talking about in Let's Kill Hitler when he saw them and went, no, my guilt!
My guilt, you died. I mean, I get why
you saved them. You saved Martha from getting sniped.
Yeah, I part of me gets why he feels bad for Donna. Like, you know, she can't remember their adventures together. She's always sort of at risk of remembering. But she also, we know now that she's happily married and she seems to be happy with her life.
He gave her a billion pounds.
He gave her $1 billion. Why is he like, don't make me think about my dead companions who are, I knew Donna didn't die. I really thought Martha died.
The thing is, it wasn't just that he was like, oh, don't show me that. He specifically said that he felt guilty looking at Martha. I mean, there has to be a reason that. Do you know what it was?
Actually, this is a spoiler, but in prose, there's a story about how Martha becomes the next Hitler, and he's guilty about the fact that he saved her.
Oh, why did I do that?
Oh man. Yeah, but
there's another audio drama called "Let's Kill Martha."
Let's Kill Martha. My overall impression of this episode was positive.
Yeah, it's just really it's really uneven. The scenes that are good are really good, but I think it was just outweighed by the number of scenes.
This episode is a microcosm of my impression of the show as a whole, which is a lot of times
that's very true.
It's kind of bad and it doesn't really make any sense, but also there's parts where it's really good and the writing is really good sometimes. Sam, we got to give out some awards. First of all, I'm going to give a very special, just a Medal of Honor. A very special lifetime achievement
to the good old army boy,
to Wilfred Mott, my favorite character in all of Doctor Who. I love this guy so much, and I give him a cool gun, and a gold star, and I'm gonna give him a companion initiative award for he's saving that guy's life,
murdering the doctor,
killing the doctor. Mickey gets he doesn't get a medal of Vicky. He's cool now. He fires gun. Okay, let's go through the list for real. Did anyone do any 6 stunts? No.
Yeah, I'm giving a gold star to Wilfred Mott, and I'm giving Donna a real gold star that's worth its weight in gold, literally.
Literally.
That's a Kid Nation reference for anyone who hasn't listened to Kid Nation.
Yeah, Kid Nation reference to me. Let's see. So nobody did any 6 stunts. Nobody ate shit in a comical way. Nobody, did anyone do any cool murder? Nobody did any cool murder.
I mean, the doctor had a chance, but he shot a computer instead.
He can't get the Leela Cross. We've already talked about this. Did anybody, is that all of them? There's so many of them.
I think that's it.
Yeah. No medical license revoked for the doctor. Didn't do any unforgivable crimes.
Does it reset when he becomes a new doctor?
Yeah, he just gets it renewed. That's all of our awards.
All right, Jordan.
It's time for the most important part of our day.
Which doctor?
Well, it feels bad playing Donna's Gambit again, so I'm gonna say Ncuti Gatwa because it would be the funniest thing in the fucking world.
No. It would be the funniest thing in the world if our first encounter with Donna was the new specials.
That one doesn't... Yeah, that's true.
If I see Tennant come up and I'm like, oh, interesting. Wait, what?
Tennant, but with a high air date. With a double-digit air date. You know.
Huh.
What about you? Which doctor?
Quadruple digit, you fool.
Well, I mean, it's like 20.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
I've been in a Whittaker mood. Has that changed?
The Whit and Whittaker of Jodie Whittaker?
I'd be happy. I can't explain this.
You want to see Matt Smith? You can say it.
Well, here's the thing. I want to see the next episode.
You want to see.
That's a very specific one.
Dude, I had the same thought because I also was just like, I want to just let that next episode play because I remember some of it.
Has that happened to us at all?
No.
I think we've had like the episode before.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
The chances of us getting 2 in a row are very low.
They're very low, and I want it to happen so bad.
They're equally
all right,
the same.
Shall I?
Okay. Yep. Do it.
Oh, it's Series 7, Episode 9. Hide.
This is a Clara era?
7? This... Oh, it's the second half of Series 7, so I think this is Clara.
Era. Oh, this is from the Doctor Who Lost Years. This is the part where this is from the series that I stopped watching Doctor Who.
Oh, this is the episode after Cold War. We saw the next time on where they're like in a spooky mansion.
Oh yeah, there's like a spooky mansion. It says generally positive reviews, but they always say that.
Simply terrific.
Okay, I'm always down. It
looks like it's going to be a frightful episode.
I will say, who wrote it? Who wrote this one? Is Stephen?
This
Neil Cross.
Neil Cross.
What has Neil Cross written?
Neil Cross. He wrote 2 episodes. The other one is the Rings of Akaten.
It's also a Smith episode. But I was asking him on Wikipedia, what has he written?
Oh, just in his life?
Yeah, because he had a page for. He's written some dramas.
He created the show Luther, which I've heard of.
Huh. And he's written some Doctor Who. All right, cool. I keep seeing that there's episodes of this show written by Neil Gaiman of Doctor Who, and I'm very curious about them.
Yeah, I think there's like a River Song episode that he wrote or something.
I only know that he wrote with Terry Pratchett and that people on Tumblr don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know why.
I don't know.
Well, aside from that, at least we get to see Matt Smith again. Maybe it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm always.
When was our last Matt Smith episode?
It was the
Angels one.
Yeah, it was the Angels one. It was not that long ago. It just feels like a long time ago because we keep watching long episodes. I think that Time of the Angels was before we watched. It was like 3 episodes because we watched Time of the Angels and we watched Love and Monsters and then we watched Movie and then we watched this one. We got like a lot of big stuff out of the way. Capital B big stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like the the roasted veggies on our plate.
God damn it, shut up.
To use the metaphor that you like when I use it.
Okay, tell us about our Patreon so I can go eat food and go to work.
If you like our podcast, you can go to patreon.com/poddingbros, where $1 a month gets you access to all our bonus content, including... by the time this episode goes up, I believe that you should be able to listen to our episode on the first half of the 5th Doctor serial, Terminus!
Where Turlough's at it again.
Yeah, Vizsla Turlough gets locked up once again. What else is new?
As he deserves.
He loves it. It also gets you a mildly special Discord role marking you as a friend of the show. $5 gets you a pretty special Discord role marking you as a companion of the show. You get a shout out in the podcast. You can send us a message that we'll read in one of our various funny voices. Listen to Kyle XY to learn what those are, because I'm not going to tell you. $10 gets you all that, plus an incredibly special Discord role marking you as an honorary member of House Me Souza. You get all that. You can listen to the podcast live while we record it, and we will clap for you when we shout you out. So thank you so much to our $5 and $10 subscribers: Cassidy, Faustian Bargain Bin, Helga K, JCH, Roy, Stephanie Bolding, Stephanie Karen, Violet Magician, and House Me Souza, Destry Hawk, H Cave, Sauceworks, and Verdigris.
Yay!
We are on co-host at Dr. Huh. I am on co-host at Positive Stress, and you can listen to my other podcast, Sounds About Light. We have just finished the Kingdom Hearts mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key, and we have just started the Kingdom Hearts mobile game, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross. And then we're going to take a little break, and there's a reason for that, to do with the release order of the games, but also I've got some other stuff going on. Ooh. So go ahead and watch the skies, and you'll see me.
Keep your ear to the ground. Listen for those knocks, the 4 knocks. You can also find our Tumblr, drhunt.tumblr.com. Feel free to send us asks. We will get to them on the show if you send them. Unless they're really bad.
Yeah, we get hundreds of asks a day on our co-host, and I delete them because they're really hurtful.
They're really mean and cruel. And you can find me on Tumblr at keepwamibreakfast.tumblr.com. And you can find my other podcast, Kamurocho Radio, a Yakuza podcast about the Yakuza game. I'm playing Yakuza. Wow. I'm playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth right now, and it's one of the best games in the whole series, if not my...
It's named after what happened to Donna at the end of this episode. It's pretty funny that I've been saying that she's going to get put through a wood chipper, and instead what she gets is £1 billion.
It's £1 billion. He feels guilty because she became a heartless millionaire. Okay.
We are on noisepace.xyz, where you can listen to other podcasts such as 0 to 0 and LMNOP about Elementary.
Lots of great other shows. Check out Wow Cool Robot about Gundam. Check out Gay Friends Chainsaw Dog Sanctuary about Chainsawman.
Check out Fear Baiting about horror.
A lot of great shows on Noisepace. Check them out. Sam?
Yeah?
In honor of our passing friend, the 10th Doctor, may he rest in peace until he comes back, can you please say the Doctor's prayer? The Doctor's Kaddish.
May your life... I just start reading the Mourner's Kaddish. That's what this podcast needs. May your life flow like the river. May your days smell sweet as a rose. May your nights be calm and still as a pond. May you be as lucky as an ace in a game of blackjack.
Harkness.
Who is currently fucking.
and
may the Doctor light your path to Dick.
Excelsior! Doctor, bye!
Doctor, bye!